new report finds many homeowners are not financially prepared to handle the costs of extreme weather damage if it happened to their home. 26% of U.S. homeowners say they're unprepared for those costs. That's according to the report by Bankrate. As climate disasters become more common, homeowners will have to absorb part of those costs via higher insurance rates, weatherproofing strategies, and repairs.
First Alert Weather on NBC 10 Boston, Boston's most accurate forecast.
And it's no longer the areas that we all think about, which is usually coastal areas or anywhere that's had a long history of damage from storms.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Things are changing for a lot of folks, a lot of areas,
Yeah, Leominster experienced that last year. Not on the coast, and they got deluge of water.
Perfect example.
Yeah, so thank goodness we don't have a lot to do with that right now. We have perfect weather, right?
Although, you know what? We could use a little water.
Just a little bit, right? And we had just a little bit in the forecast, but you'll see outside, it's really nice outside. Your First Alert Weather headlines. We're tracking Francine. We're also warming up with highs in the low to mid 80s. And how about our weather for the weekend? Weather there. Yeah, you'll see right there. Not bad at all. All right, so look at this. Well, climatologically speaking here, we've reached the max. Yeah, we've reached the peak of the hurricane season. That was really yesterday, and today is September 11th. So we're going to see things going down overall with a little tick up in the forecast there as we go into October. That's what we typically see this time of the year. And we were really quiet for a long time up until not that long ago with Francine, as it has already made landfall over Louisiana. You'll see as we look at the forecast. As a Category 2 storm, it continues to really produce a lot of heavy rain over areas in Louisiana and Mississippi, and even areas in Alabama and Georgia. They've seen those outer rain bands moving over those areas as the system continues to push inland. So the forecast here, it was a Category 2. Now it has sustained winds at 90 miles an hour. It will continue pushing to the north here. It will weaken as it does so to the north as a remnant area of low pressure by the time we go into our Friday, still producing a lot of rain and also that potential for flooding. I just want to show you the forecast model one more time. All that wet weather just really spreading out from the center of the storm over the next couple of days, and that will at least cause a concern for even severe weather for areas in the southeast. Now, we're not expecting any problems from this system, so that's good news for us. But you'll see the temperatures. How about that? Not bad in Milton at 68, 70 right now in Back Bay, and then as we look toward Framingham at 72, Sudbury at about 69 degrees. We'll have mostly clear skies right now, and as we head through tomorrow morning, we'll see mostly clear to mostly sunny skies at times. Temperatures early in the morning at 59, 81 toward lunchtime. Yeah, we have high temperatures tomorrow in the low 80s. The rest of this evening, you'll see the forecast dropping into the upper 50s and low 60s early in the day tomorrow. So cool night and a cool morning. There could be some areas in the 40s farther inland, like this morning. We go through the afternoon with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We go through our Friday morning, upper 50s and low 60s out the door. And then by the afternoon, we'll see temperatures in the 80s, and then we'll see those numbers dropping off into the 70s. I want you to see here, we're going to see the temperatures in the mid 80s for Friday. And then those numbers will drop because we have a little weather system that will move in from the north. It's not going to amount to much rain. But as we look at First Alert Futurecast, there's the opportunity for it. Let's look at Friday here. We start the day dry. We're going to be watching to the north. A couple showers, isolated thunderstorms not out of the question, dropping in from Maine, New Hampshire, all the way down towards central Mass and maybe even Boston as we head through the late afternoon into the early evening. Most of that starts to move away. Again, not a lot of wet weather, but we'll call it about a 20% chance. Then later on in the forecast, there's a potential for some more wet weather next week. Got to watch that. Just want to show you this closely. This is just the extended forecast. High pressure will move in from the north, and what's going to happen here is going to block a lot of this wet weather that you see to the south. At least this model is saying that. There's a potential there's a tropical system could develop off the coast of the Carolinas, but we've got to really fine-tune the forecast, and we have several days to really pinpoint whether or not we'll see a couple showers from the activity from the south. So there's a 10-day forecast. The weekend looks great. Temperatures in the mid and upper 70s, 79 degrees going into Monday, and then we're back into the low 80s by next Tuesday.